It's Monday, January 12th. I'm meteorologist Kalin Mitchell in the CTV News Atlantic Weather Center. I do want to start off with a quick recap of the snowy, icy, rainy weather system that moved through at the end of the weekend and continues to have weather impacts in the region at the start of this week. So here's a little bit of a breakdown of what we saw from that system. There were some snowfall amounts of 10 to 20 centimeters across the northern half of New Brunswick. But as you got down to central and southern areas of New Brunswick, as well as Prince Edward Island and parts of the north of Nova Scotia, it did become more of a significant icy mix with some snow, ice pellets, and some extended periods of freezing rain. 5 hours of freezing rain reported at the St. John Airport, about 5 hours reported at the Moncton Airport, along with 8 centimeters of snow, and 5 centimeters of snow at the Charlottetown Airport, but 11 hours of freezing rain. So some very icy conditions around parts of the Maritimes from that weather system. As far as the overall rainfall totals went, the highest fell around the eastern shore of Nova Scotia and extending into Cape Breton, including Spanish Ship Bay, which saw 28 millimeters of rain, and Sydney, which saw 30 millimeters of rain. Taking a look at things on radar and satellite, we're on the backside of the weather system now. Still driving in some snow off the Gulf of St. Lawrence for parts of Cape Breton. Both Inverness and Victoria counties continue underneath a winter storm warning with additional snowfall amounts of 5 to 15 centimeters expected. And there's some very high and gusty winds. The center of the storm system is now working its way up the western coastline of Newfoundland. So here's the remaining weather alerts in effect for the Maritimes. There's wind warnings out for Kings County, Prince Edward Island, Pictou and Antigonish County of mainland Nova Scotia, and all across Cape Breton, accompanied by that winter storm warning. These conditions are set to improve as we move into and through Monday evening and Monday night. If we take a look at the expected winds in around the Sydney area, you can see that as we move into the late afternoon, they start to diminish a little bit, but then come down more significantly as we move through the evening hours and the nighttime. So that's going to be a proving weather situation there over the next 12 hours. Taking a look at our timeline then, moving into this evening at 5, we've got temperatures that will have fallen into a range of around -3 to -7 for New Brunswick, down to -4 for Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island, and in Nova Scotia, the temperatures between -3 and -1. Here's the type of conditions you're looking at around 9 p.m. There's still going to be a bit of a blustery northwest wind at that time, even though it will begin to ease for eastern parts of the region. It's cold, as you can see, temperatures a few to several degrees below the freezing mark, and expecting partly cloudy conditions. And the overnight temperatures from the Maritimes, lows falling into a range of -6 to -12 for much of New Brunswick, coldest in the north of the province, down to -8 for Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island, most lows for Nova Scotia between -4 and -7. Because of that icy mix, because of the rain that we saw, be careful about icy spots around the region. In the forecast for Tuesday, expecting a general mix of sun and cloud with winds lighter than they are today, and temperatures in the afternoon that'll be a bit on the milder side for this far into January, with highs of 0 to 3 degrees for New Brunswick, up to around +1 for Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island, and high temperatures between 1 and 4 degrees for Nova Scotia. You can find news and weather updates anytime at ctvnewsatlantic.ca.